It kind of looks like I have a short haircut. Wow, I could dig it. I could dig it. How is it going, everyone? It's Alyse here, and today I am so excited to share a few different things with you. This is episode 2 of Back into Alignment. It is approximately 8 a.m. right now. I am just kind of in the midst / finishing up my little morning flow. It's been a slow morning. Today I'm going to fill you in on how I have been doing since last week, since episode 1 of Back into Alignment, which for anyone who's new here and hasn't seen the introduction to this series, the series is all about me declaring the end of this little plateau season of my life. I don't know if you felt that whole of energy, but I think that there has been some collective shift going on where a lot of us were really freaking struggling for a second there. And it's kind of like things are changing, we're opening a new door, and that's what this series is all about, is me just leaning into this fresh start to this new season and implementing a lot of self-care and mindset practices that I used to be very consistent with, that during that hard season I wasn't necessarily doing on a regular basis to the extent that I was before when I was feeling like really good. That's a little bit what this is all about. So I'm going to give you an update how I'm doing. I'm also going to share a food haul with you. This video is going to be slightly less vloggy, slightly more talky, so I hope you enjoy. Silo, sit down, please. Ooh, oh.
Like, so when I mean delicate, I'm like lighter lines. You still have all the same elements that we have, but just like...
Yes, and I like that. I like the left photo, and I know more like brush strokey and wispy and thin.
On the spectrum of that, how close to this versus the other are you feeling? Are you vibing with?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question.
Because, like, I could go, like, all the way. I could go halfway. I could just, you know what I mean?
I think a 5 or a 6. It would be cool to have mushrooms growing, like, as my name shows up.
We'll just do a music video.
Yeah.
Well, can you sing? I don't know if that would work.
Can you sing?
We'll do a poetry video, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any other things you want to bring up right now?
My biceps are so disgustingly sore. I worked out back and biceps yesterday. I did 3 sets of 10 reps on each side with 12-pound weights. But like when I do bicep curls, I really like isolate the heck out of my bicep. Like I could do a bicep curl without any weight and just like squeeze my bicep so hard that I would be sore the next day. So isolating it with weight is just like, oh, the next day I wake up and I need someone to massage my little biceps. Nelson, will you massage them for me? I love you. I was just popping in to let you know that I'm sitting here after my phone call with my designer, Jessica. We had a really good call talking about the rebrand. We're gonna go into phase 2 and further tweak some things. I just got caught up in this little Instagram vortex for a second there and had to pull myself out. I was doing this thing for a few weeks where I would delete the Instagram app and get it again the next day and then spend just like 1 hour on it or a limited amount of time. I have like a creator profile on Instagram or something where it lets me have these 2 different direct message folders. So one is primary and one is general. I can like flag certain messages and basically just like organize my DMs with like people that I haven't answered, people that I know, people that I don't know, people who are interested in Alignment Accelerator, people like whatever. When I delete the Instagram app and get it back, it gets rid of those folders and separation for like 24 hours when it's this confusing thing. So I was trying to create this healthy boundary for myself, and now it's just proving to be more inconvenient than convenient. So what I've done now is I like dragged the app to a different page on my phone so it's not on the main page anymore, so it's not that easy of a finger movement. Anyway, just rambling about things that I'm trying to further enhance in my life.
A few moments later.
Do you ever feel split in your decision-making process and like you just don't know what to do next? next. Like right now, I kind of want to go and lay out in the sun and avoid all obligations. And I also kind of want to do the dishes in my sink, and I also kind of want to shower and just go to the grocery store and start doing the things. And I also have Silo's bed on the floor that I need to like put back together because it was just washed and it's like a whole contraption to do. And I'm like, what do I do right now? And so I just want to walk you through my decision-making process, how I kind of balance what I'm feeling like I need and also like what is actually urgent, like what needs to happen if I want to move forward and progress and propel myself and gain this momentum throughout the day. And so I'm going to tune in and ask myself, what would feel really good for me right now? Am I looking for relaxation and nurture at the core of my being? Or would it feel better to really get a good start in the day and to start accomplishing some things? Not that I haven't already done some things, but what do I need right now? And like letting my inner self, letting my true essence answer. And so when I tune into that, I know that I'm not feeling like I need to lay in the sun right now. What would feel good for me is actually doing these little things that I've been avoiding, like the dishes, making Silo's bed, and then getting my start on the day with getting my groceries and all of that. I just share that with you because sometimes life can be overwhelming and sometimes we can let ourselves get distracted, and in that position we can go to Instagram, we can go to YouTube, we can go to all these different places and just like scroll and watch and distract from like what is our core actually wanting and needing of us right now. And so the more we can tune inward and ask ourselves, what do I need right now? What feels best right now? What would give me the most peace right now and the most fulfillment? The more we tune into that, the more we feel that peace and fulfillment. Instead of ignoring the thing, I am tuning in to the thing and honoring it.
I've been having dreams, jumping on a trampoline, flipping in the air. I never land, just float there. As I'm looking up, suddenly the sky erupts. Flames are like the trees, spread the fallen leaves. Now they're right upon me.
Okay, I'm showered, ready to go to the store. Just going to try to chug down some of this lemon stevia water before I go. Let me show you what's in my fridge. So my fridge is very empty. Pretty much all I have is 1 steak, 1 pound of wild-caught salmon, some bacon, and like 6 eggs are in there. And then I have some blueberries, and that is literally it. My intention is at the store to get some meat, some fish, some eggs, some berries. I've been eating a high animal product diet, which is allowing me to feel so good, and it's really, I found to be the best thing on my digestion is keeping the fiber low. I know there have been a lot of questions of like, what are my bowel movements like? How am I having any bowel movements? Just because I'm eating so low fiber right now and so low carb and high fat, high protein, or like moderate protein for my size. My bowel movements are great. When there's less fiber, there's less mass, there's less quantity going through you. So I'm not getting any gas, I'm not getting any bloating, I'm not getting any indigestion. If I'm sticking to simple animal products, whole foods, very simple food combining, then my digestion is amazing. There's so much more to our physical health and mental health than food. I have just returned home. All right, I have my Whole Foods bag. Here's what we got going on. Sushi. This is spicy salmon avocado. Next thing we have here, the best coconut yogurt on the planet. The brand is Koyo. This is vanilla bean flavor. Vanilla bean. Seriously? This yogurt is different than any other coconut yogurt. It's so good. Raspberries were on sale, 3 for $10. So I have organic raspberries. I have grass-fed beef boneless ribeye, a pound of sockeye salmon, wild caught smoked salmon, 2 packages, and then I have 2 cartons of eggs. And that is everything from my current Little Food haul. I'll probably get more salmon and meat within a couple of days because I have salmon and meat in there right now, and then I have another meal's worth plus leftovers. My standard meal size has kind of been like around 3/4 a pound of salmon or steak, and then I'll just have the leftovers the next day. So now when we open my fridge, here's what we have going on. Lots and lots of berries, all organic always. Silo's food, and then I have bacon, I have steak, I have salmon, I have eggs, I have more salmon, more salmon, more salmon, and more steak. And then I have my little yogurt, some maca milk for my coffee, coconut aminos. Sometimes I have this with my salmon, limes, lemons, raw grass-fed butter, which I was using for bulletproof coffee, but I've been laying low on that for a bit now, so I'll just use that to cook my eggs. And that is it. All right, it is time to sit down in the comfy chair and answer a gajillion million, actually not that many, but what feels like, is this zoomed in? What feels like a lot of text messages, all with amazing, incredible humans, but I'm going to knock all of that out. I'm going to try to FaceTime my friend Megan Moon, Megan Rock. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going? So I just got off of a really good FaceTime with Megan and caught up with her, and it felt really good. I haven't talked to her through FaceTime in a long time. I feel like the day is slipping away from me right now, in a good way. Like I'm being productive, doing fulfilling things, feeling really good. I just wanted to pop in because I was just reading through some DMs on Instagram, and somebody messaged me. I think her name's Catherine. I should go grab my phone, but she asked me if I ever feel like entirely disconnected from my past self. She said she changes a lot, and when she thinks of who she was like 5 years ago or even just 6 months ago, it's like hard to recognize who that version of herself is. And she asked me if I ever feel like that and how do I deal with that feeling. I feel like this goes hand in hand with this series and everything that we're diving into together with this collective shift that's going on, moving away from the harder times and kind of creating a new identity for ourselves in a positive way, connecting more with who we really are at the core. So much has changed over the years, and I do feel like I'm constantly reinventing myself, and the way that I handle that is by embracing it and diving into it, leaning into it, and immersing myself in that positive change and that evolution, and not holding on to the past me, because there's no reason to. I think I've shared this in many videos before, but the past is a point in time that we're never, ever, ever going to get back. I'm personally an advocate for living here in the present, and allowing myself to dream towards what I want to cultivate in the future, and how I want to show up and evolve and learn and become stronger and more wise, and how I want to impact others in the future, and how I want to show up for myself and my loved ones in the future, but also like, what's happening right here and now, and how can I show up for myself right here and now in this moment? Like what I was sharing earlier in this video, like what is my core, what is my true essence feeling and needing right in this moment? I think when we quiet the noise in our mind and tune out of the external world just a little bit in a healthy way, tune out the things that are not adding value to us, and maybe the things that are distracting us, and tune inward a little bit more, our intuition and our inner knowing and our consciousness is very aware of what needs to happen. I just have been leaning into that more and more. That is how I deal with evolution. I don't look back on the past, and that has been a constant in my life. Gosh, honestly, as long as I can remember. I don't look back. I look here and now, and I look to where I want to be in the future, and I take action on that. I take consistent action on that. And I affirm that story to myself. What I just shared, I affirm that story to myself again and again. And I am creating this story for myself, and you are creating the story of what your life is right now. I remember years ago somebody in my life, when I was really, really struggling, somebody in my life told me that I have the power to change the way that I perceive the situation I was in. And I was really depressed and I was really suicidal. The way that I perceived what they told me was that it was all in my head. And that really triggered me. That was really hard for me to hear, was that I could change it, because if I could change it, that in a way meant that I had gotten myself there, and that in a way meant that I needed to take responsibility to change and to shift my perspective and to do things a little bit differently. But I now know that this is the truth, is that we are creating every single day with our way of being, with our energy, with our actions, with our thoughts, with every ounce of us. We are co-creating this life together. And I'm such an advocate for embracing that and being empowered in that, knowing that you are a creator alongside of God, alongside of universal energy and universal intelligence. We are all here inhabiting this planet together. And so I guess I'll conclude this little ramble with empowering you to not look back, but to be here in this moment, to be clear on what direction you want to go and to lean into that, and to be empowered in the knowing that you are responsible for what is happening in your life. And I just want to share like the biggest amount of excitement when I share that with you, because it doesn't have to be daunting. It doesn't have to be heavy to hold that responsibility, but it can be fucking exciting and incredible to know that you can pivot and you can turn this around. And maybe it feels like the odds are against you, and maybe in a logical sense the odds are against you, but maybe that's a story that you're holding on to. And if you let go of that story and start telling yourself a new story along the lines of the odds are in your favor and everyone is supporting you and rooting for you and wants to see you grow and do better and feel healthier and live an abundant life, maybe, just maybe, that will start reflecting to you in your life. I am going to leave you with that today. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you are ready and excited to take responsibility and further create the life that you dream of. And I will see you in the next video for episode 3 of Back into Alignment.
I've been having dreams, jumping on a trampoline, flipping in the air.